A lot of times, we as men cut our own wings. Whatever is the reason, fear, lack of confidence, insecurity, there's something that we want, we desire, that we even know that is right for us, that could change our life forever, and we don't even try. There's a girl in the street that is beautiful, that we really want to speak with, but we don't even do the approach. There's a project that you really want to work on, that you know that could give you the financial freedom you wanted all your life, but you think that the investment and the time is not even worth it. You see that you're getting fat and ugly, and you actually desire to be healthy, sexy, and with a beautiful physique. But even if you feel the motivation to start to exercise and eat healthy, you think to yourself that a lot of people have tried it and they have failed. So why is it going to be different with you? This toxic mindset is something that I used to have for a bunch of things. When I started to have sex, I suffered things like performance anxiety, and I couldn't last more than 30 seconds or even 1 minute. And when I started to do the practices that were supposed to fix this, I have that thought coming through my mind all the time. What if this doesn't work? Hey, you're just wasting your time. Hey, stop doing this. It's not worth it. However, and thankfully, I just kept going. And as I just kept putting the effort, when I happened to have sex with one of the most beautiful girls that I've seen in my life, it happened to be one of the best experiences that she ever had. So today I want to share with you a mental practice, a powerful mental programming that is going to help you to give women the best sex of their lives, and for you as well. First of all, if you don't know me, my name is Jesus Noya. I'm a Venezuelan sex coach with the goal of helping men to last longer in bed, become sexually dominant, and be more attractive. All this will avoid the deadly mistakes that I made through my sex life. This comes from my years of experience dating in South America and all the struggles that I had to go through, like premature ejaculation, performance anxiety, and non-existent sexual confidence. Today I want to make you understand and really get into your brain and your mind to stick there forever, that you can be the best sex of your life, or that woman that you love, if you actually put the effort at the intention on doing that. And just very quick, if you're struggling with things like premature ejaculation and performance anxiety, or if you just want to accelerate the process for you to become a sex god, you can go and click the link in the description right now, and we can work together on making that reality for you as soon as possible. But now let's jump into the video. So I know that it may sound a little bit of like a big thing, right? Like being the best experience in the life of a woman, being the best man that she has ever been with, being the best lover that she will ever have, or at least something unforgettable. A lot of us would love to have that position, especially when we talk about a girl that we really care about, the woman that we love. We want to actually be able to give that to her, but it may seem like a little bit complicated to do it. It's like even if we try, we feel a little bit like just difficult. That is too much of an expectation. And there's when I want to clarify things. It is actually way more simple than you think. Maybe not necessarily easy, but it's simple. And this is because most men in general don't know how to have sex properly. For real, you could actually be surprised with how many men are just having lame and mediocre sex right now, thinking that that's actually good. Not even decent, but like actually good or great. This comes from a place of, I would say, deliberate ignorance, because they know that there's something that they could improve and they decide to just stay in the same place, right? I know this is a reality for a lot of men, because when I started to work on the journey of improving my sex life and especially of increasing the timing, I started to look for guys that have this skill of lasting as much as they would like, right? And I remember asking a couple of my friends, and they would say that's impossible. And it was like, no, I actually know a couple of guys that last as much as they want, maybe even 1 or 2 hours. I know a guy that, for example, had a session of 5 hours and started to say hey, no, that's a cat. What, did you see them or something? I knew this story is true because the girl was the one that actually told me that, not the guy, the girl. But my friends, those who I asked, they were becoming a little bit more defensive, because in their mind that was an impossible skill. It's like men are designed to last 5 to 15 minutes, and that was it. More than that, it was either impossible or just a matter of luck, not something you could train or learn. And in the same way as the timing, it goes other skills and parts that are important during sex, like dominance, the trusting, the intensity. All those things were not something to improve, For a lot of men, sex is something that just happens, right? There's nothing that you have to think about or you can put intention on. And I know where they're coming from, because it is something natural, right? But as a lot of things that are natural, we can put intention and improve on those things. But it's for some reason they rather just ignore that. That's why I say it's deliberate ignorance. They know that there may be something in there that they could be doing better, but they just choose not to do it. So when that's the baseline, when that's the mainstream thinking of men nowadays, you have a lot of advantage if you start to put intention and effort on improving your sex life. This shouldn't be a surprise if you think about it. The next time that you go out, do this practice. practice, start to see the men that are walking through the streets and just focus on their physique for a little bit. And you're gonna realize how many men are not even exercising right now. From all those guys that you're gonna see walking through the street, probably like one or two are gonna be like in shape. Maybe one has like a great physique, but most of them are gonna be like either fat, super skinny, or like just an average like bitchy body, right? Like a skinny fat kind of disgusting body. They know that doing exercise and eating healthy is actually something important that could improve their lives in a bunch of ways, but they choose not to do it. And something fun is that a lot of these men that you're seeing are also having sex. They have a relationship, they have a girl that they're sleeping with, they're probably just going with her on the hookup. Most of them just ignore the concept of improving their lives in some way, way less their sex lives. So when you see it like that, you start to realize that just by you being aware, just by you actively just doing the thing, like actually putting the effort or improving, you're gonna have a huge advantage over a ton of men in the world when it comes to sex. So if that's the case, you can't neglect putting the effort. You have to start to do it if you want to surpass absolutely everyone. And how you do this? I would say, first of all, focus on the basics. There are three main things that are going to be the pillars that are going to give you a strong base when it comes to your sex performance and how you communicate and relate to women in a sexual environment. The first part is the mental state, like how much present you are in that moment with your woman, how much of a clear and healthy mind you're able to have, how much you can connect your mind with your body, being there in the present moment. These are things that are super important when it comes to sex, and men don't even realize that this is a thing. And you can start to focus on the mental state doing things like meditation, journaling, gratitude, different activities to release anxiety, negative thinking, overthinking, or whatever problems you may have right now. I speak a lot about these things in other videos, so you can check them out, but this is probably the most neglected part when it comes to sex, and being so important because more than physically, a lot of the sex is actually performed by your mental and psychological state. So just by having a clear mental state, a good mental health, you're gonna have a huge advantage over everyone. The second pillar is the physical health, and this is probably the most obvious one. Everyone knows that you have a sexy physique, a muscular body. It's an advantage when it comes to having sex, right? Even if it's just for the confidence that being muscular can give you, or the extra attraction that you can get from women when you have a sexy physique. However, even if it's obvious and everyone knows it, a lot of men don't even put it in practice or don't take it seriously. It's like, yeah, they do some exercise from now and there, or they just like walk a little bit, but they're not actually putting the right intention and effort on building up their health, or actually improving their physical health to a very decent level. Not even decent, man, for real. We could be exceptional, we could be great, but they're not even reached to that level of being decent. They're all just either mediocre or sick. The average man right now is literally sick. They have metabolic diseases, obesity, diabetes, or something that they don't even know yet, but they're suffering of a disease. This is actually a sad reality, not only in the sexual part, but in their overall life. They could just do way better in absolutely every aspect if they just improve their physical health at least just a little bit, at least to a decent level. So if this is something you put in practice, especially when you reach to the point of seeing your body all in good shape, where you start like being differentiated for everyone, you're gonna see how you're apart from the crowd. A lot of women haven't even had the experience to be with a sexy man with a sexy physique, right? You may think it's not like that women usually choose like the most attractive guy, but it will surprise you seeing how many women just have sleeping with like average shitty physique. If you go there with a six-pack, being all lean and sexy, and also having the plus of the mental health, bro, that's a super killer combo. You're gonna see how you stand out easily. And the third pillar, and it's super important as well, is the emotional connection. This is more that part of intimacy that is more specific depending on the relationship of the person. It's the amount of trust that you have in your girl, the communication, the polarization and the sexual energy between you all. It's like that part that is more linked in love, and that actually plays a huge role in a sex relationship. A lot of people, men and women in this modern era, totally neglect the emotional connection and just jump at like random hookups and casual sex and all these BS that we see nowadays, and they think that what they're experiencing is how sex should be experienced, when it is like a very pathetic and shitty version of what actually is, of what actually means. Having sex with a random person that you don't even care about is not even close to making love with a woman that you love and care about, with someone that you really appreciate and have like that genuine feeling for her. The experience is absolutely astonishing, and very different from whatever is the casual sex kind of thing. So this is an aspect, a part you can't neglect at all. It's something you need to focus on, and something you're gonna need to to develop once you go in that relationship with your girl. If you really focus on these three bases and you put all these things in practice, you have a very, very high chance of becoming the best sex of your life. And the best part of all this is that it's not only improving your sex life, you also improve your overall life. When you improve your physical health, your mental state, or how good is your relationship, how much you connect with your woman, you just see yourself more happier, more full of life, more vibrant when you do all these things. And this is because how good you are in sex, how much your performance is actually very related to the quality of man that you are. This is the most important thing. Some men think that it's about the physical attraction, the size, or like the physical specific activities that we can do to give a girl the best sex of her life. But it's not about that. A girl enjoys sex way more if she's making love with a man that she actually loves and appreciates for the quality of a man that he is. If I tell you as an example, who are you gonna have the best sex with? A beautiful thick woman physically, like big breasts, big hips, and she's like an expert sexer. Like she could basically please you in any kind of desire that you have. That's the first option. Or second, a woman that you have a really good connection with, that you love, that you see as totally beautiful and that has a very healthy physical state. With those two options, which one do you think is going to give you the best sex possible? Even if this one have like the sex skills and the physical part and everything, this one is always going to be better because the quality of a woman that she is, she's going to be like way more deep into you. You're going to think more about this woman. The same happens to women. So if you want to differentiate from everyone out there to become the best lover, the best sex of her life, the man of her life, of her dreams, start to focus on these things. As a quick summary, focus on your mental state, on your physical health, and your emotional connection. And work always on becoming more of a quality man that will guarantee for you the most beautiful and connecting sex life possible and being the best man that she has ever been with. Put the effort, and this is guaranteed for you. Again, just very quick, remember that if you're struggling with things like premature ejaculation, performance anxiety, or if you just want to accelerate the process for you to become a sex god, you can go and click the link in the description right now and we can work together making that reality for you as soon as possible. But besides that, man, I really hope all this has helped you, and see you later.